to Casually Dressed Deep Conversation with me, Greg Chalmers. CDDC is sponsored by Pizza Daddy, Lanarkshire's #1 American-style pizza parlour. To stay up to date on new flavours and daily promotions, then get connected on the socials. The Instagram handle is @RealPizzaDaddy. The website is www.thepizzadaddy.co.uk, and on Facebook, search for Real Pizza Daddy. Also, to stay up to date with what's going on with us at CDDC, then get us on Instagram. Look for @CDDC Podcast, and on Twitter @PodcastCDDC. And since you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. Tonight, our guest is Scottish footballer Kieran McAnespie, who until 2019 was the manager of Clydebank Football Club. He has represented Scotland at under-21 level and has played in the Scottish Premier League for St Johnstone and Hearts. I'm out of breath after that, mate.
Well, you've done well. Great set of lungs, haven't you?
How you doing anyway? You alright?
I'm good, thanks yourself.
I'm getting there. How's your lockdown going? Well, you were saying earlier on you're out and about, so.
I'm fortunate, I suppose, or depends how you look at it. Unfortunate to be out and dealing with the public. I'm obviously working now with the fire service, so I'm out and about. Albeit we've been quite quiet, but it's out and about.
There's no many anarchists nicking about the streets.
No, or arsonists.
I think that's what I meant to say. So basically, Kieran, I want to get right into this for the very outset, man. You are a rarity in Scottish football in that you've actually been to a World Cup where Scotland actually played.
You born then?
Aye, I was watching it. I think me watch. So I'm 32. I don't look it, man. This is just male grooming and that.
Manscaping.
So I mean, it was a lot. I mean, I was 11.
Aye.
So, but I still remember it. I still remember my heart sinking when Tommy Boyd put the ball in the back of the net with that old goal.
I know.
So, how old were you when you went across?
I was 18. I was 18, because I was 19 in September.
Wow.
So I was 18 when I went down, that was the June. So 18 years old.
How did that come about with you getting taken over with the first team?
I think what they planned to do previously, what they'd done previously was take what they call, which is a bookboys, still YTS scheme, or YTS, but it was more a case of, I think the way they looked at it was that they, like, players for the future, the team that they would kind of step into it. And at that point I was playing for the under-21s, and as I say, I made my debut the 21s at 17, so I was kind of way ahead of schedule in that sense. So myself, Mark Butchell, Paul Gallagher and Darren Young, they went over, but it was, I don't know what that was the reason behind what I learned after that, but it was just quite surreal how it all came about. But I wasn't the smartest kid. Like, I was switched on, but I wasn't really. Obviously, I might be daft, but I'm not stupid.
Aye.
And I didn't really understand the whole what was actually going on. But I'd actually booked a holiday to Magaluf with the boys. And so I got a phone call from our managing director, Stuart Duff. He'd phoned me and said, "Listen, I've had Richard Simpson on the phone, who's like one of the SFA guys. They've said that they want to take you to America and then to the World Cup. So America for the pre-World Cup tour, and then going to France '98." And I was like, right, okay. And I was kind of knew when it was, because we planned to get to Kilkes and all that to go to Magaluf,
right, to
watch all the games. So I was like, well, I've kind of got a holiday booked. And he's like, right, I said, I need to speak to my best mate, Mark McCulloch. I said, I need to speak to Marco. I says, to see what I need to do with the holiday. He's like, right, okay. So I phoned Marco, and I remember I was playing golf. I can't remember who exactly I was playing with. It was one of my pals, but I phoned Marco and I says, listen, I've had a phone call for Stuart Duff. He says, I've been asked to go to the World Cup with the Scotland squad. He went, oh, that's fucking brilliant. I said, but what, Magaluf? He went, you fucking kidding me on?
That's what up, man.
I said, what? I said, I've paid, obviously, the holiday. And he went, please tell me you just didn't hang the phone up with Stuart to phone me to ask if you can go to the World Cup. And I was like, well, I did, but I just want, he went, fuck off, get off the phone and go and tell him, aye. I was like, right, okay. It was like I was getting Marco's, seal of approval for it, but
it's like every young football player's dream to play in or to go to a World Cup. Do you know what I mean?
Mate, honestly, it was. I don't know. I'm not like. I didn't think a lot. I think if I had brains, I'd be dangerous. So I just thought, all right. I took my football for granted. I didn't realise. Listen, hindsight's a wonderful thing, and anyone you speak to that's been involved in football, and we get to my age and the tail end of their careers and whatever, they'll always say to you, "Oh, I wish I appreciated it more. Or, I wish I didn't take it for granted." And hindsight's a wonderful thing. It's incredible amount of folk that will say that to you, and it's so true though. But I couldn't sit when I was 18 and look and sit where I am now. You can never foresee that, and I wish I'd taken more into it. There's a lot of things that have come up in the media from that time. I think there's a wee thing with Craig Brown.
Oh, really?
On YouTube, I think 98 is a kind of documentary with Craig Brown, the whole process, and I'm on it. We meet Tony Blair and all that. It's bananas.
You met Tony Blair?
Aye, Tony Blair came out and to meet the World Cup squad. He was out meeting the English World Cup squad, and we met him as well.
Right, just let the token meet the Scotland boys as well, just to show face and
it's kind of like that Barack Obama when he meets all the basketball players. He gives them all high fives and shakes a white guy's hands. It's like that. You meet his old England boys. How we doing, guys, and all that, and then he's like, yes, pleasure to meet you. One of those, I think. Tick box exercise.
So how much chaos was it out there, France 98? Chaos, like with the fans. I mean, it must have been.
Honestly, I've to this day, I still get goosebumps every time I think about it. So myself and Paul Gallagher, we were there for the 5 weeks. So we went to America for 2 weeks, and then back for a couple of days, and then away to France. So, but Darren and Birchie came with us for the 3 weeks. So for me and Gal, it was like we did a full. The whole, we faced the whole scenario. We trained them every day. We did everything we trained. The only thing we didn't do was involved in the actual squad. It was just like we trained them every day, did everything that they did, and then we got to France '98, and we got the police escort to the stadium. So we stayed in Saint-Remy, which is in the south of France. That was our base. So we flew from Saint-Remy up to Paris for the first game. Now we didn't have accreditation, a lanyard, so we were the only four that didn't. So we didn't get access. Right. However, it was an exceptional experience. So when the guys went out with all the kilts and that to see the pitch, we were inside just putting all the kit out.
All right.
We weren't fortunate enough to get that opportunity. But not we went down the day before and we trained on the pitch. So we trained on all the pitches that the game played. But the biggest thing that I'll never ever forget was the fans. You could I've been to Parkhead, but I was in Johnson when we played Celtic to stop Rangers winning 9 in a row.
Cheers for that.
And the atmosphere. I heard that. We're very lucky to come on tonight. So we played that day, and the noise was just ridiculous. And I always remember that day, and I remember being it. And I always say like Ibrox was far more daunting than it was at Parkhead, because you're just right on top of you. I think the Rangers fans were always more daunting and noisier. But the fans that day in that massive stadium were phenomenal, but it's the lead up to it.
Yeah. And
we stayed, I think it was the Norway game. It was in St Etienne, is that right? And then Morocco game was in Bordeaux. Well, no, Bordeaux, St Etienne was a Morocco game. That's what it was. In Bordeaux was the Norway game. So in the game before the Morocco game, like I tell you, right. So there was just the kind of the square, the town square. There was about 10 to 12,000 Scotland fans in this tiny wee square, right? It's kind of like wasn't much bigger than Royal Exchange Square, right? And they were just all singing and dancing, and a Morocco fan came up with a flag and that, and running between all the Scotland fans. Said, "Oh, this is just going like having a laugh in that." And they walked from St Etienne's Square, 2.5 miles, I think it was, to the stadium.
Wow.
10, 12,000 supporters walking through the streets of France. All the locals were loving it. And then the game, so they lost 3-0, but it was when the third goal went in. We were on the main stand, so the opposite of us was just full of Scotland fans, probably about 10,000 on that side, probably a couple of thousand. I'd probably say that maybe approximately no far off 15,000 fans at the game, and they all just stood up and started singing "We'll support you evermore." And it was the most surreal. And I still get goosebumps when I tell it. It's I'll never experience an atmosphere like it in my life ever again. Ever again, and it was just amazing, absolutely amazing to be today. But it's weird though. Like, I'll forget football memories throughout my career. I always remember things that you don't really meant to remember. But the most bizarre, surreal things like that people don't remember, like training or games and shots at events during the game. I always take in other things that mean more. I think. But again, that was just because I wasn't really the sharpest tool in the box that came to normal stuff.
So were you in the stadiums? You were in the stadium watching the games then, yeah?
We sat with all the prawn sandwiches brigade.
Oh, right.
Best way to put it. Like we sat up with all the directors and all that.
So what was it like watching Brazil?
Well, I got I don't know if Chris has told you. I got so Colin Henry said to me, I need some shirts signed. So he gave me 5 Brazil shirts signed. So I went down with our delegator, a Europe for Gear delegation, and he took me down to the entrance with the entrance to change rooms were under the stadium.
Yeah.
So at the back of the door going into it. So I had to go through all this kind of security with this guy and wait for the Brazil squad to come out. And I got Roberto Carlos, Denilson, Bebeto, Ronaldo, and Roberto Denilson, Roberto Carlos, Ronaldo, and sugar, who's the other one? It was 5.
Rivaldo?
No, believe it or not, I just walked away and he walked out.
Oh, right.
Or was it? No, because he'd walked out. Denilson, Carlos, Bebeto, Ronaldo, and I'm sure there's one more, or there might be 4, and it was the 5 tops, I think. But as I walked away, Rivaldo walked out, and the boys like that, just let them be, kind of thing. So I was like, right, okay. And so there's 5 tops, right? So the way they folded in, the middle one had nothing on it. So we got back to I was like, oh, fuck. So he's like, right, you any good at forging signatures?
Shut up! No way.
So he gave me the one at the top. So I've got an original. So he gave me an original, and I've forged somebody 4 signatures.
So somewhere out there,
somebody's
out there punting a Brazil top with your signatures.
Oh, wait, honestly, we used to do it all at St Johnston. Get the balls in, and we get like sign for parties and all that, and all the boys would take turns to sign all the first team signatures. So I sat there for a couple of nights just like copying the signatures and then just nailing it, absolutely nailing it.
Pretty sure that might be a crime, actually.
You say this is live or this is recorded?
It's not live, don't worry, you get time to pack up, leave. So see, in that Scotland squad, right, there were notorious characters, like, I mean, Coisty, and all that.
Well, he wasn't in it. He wasn't in the squad.
Was he not?
No.
So
he left
was
out.
it Darren Jackson then was up top?
Yes.
Ah, right.
So, but McCoy was there doing the television. So he got left out, so he came over. So he was actually there. But it was the strikers were Kevin Gallagher, Gordon Jury, Darren Jackson, and I think that was the three he had, 3 strikers. Scott Booth, 4 strikers.
That's right. So, see at that point, was Scott Booth at Utrecht?
Yes. I think so. Aye.
It was Paul Lambert was at Dortmund, wasn't he?
Dortmund, aye. I'll tell you a good story about him, right? Paul Lambert.
Go for it.
We can digress. So we in the pre World Cup tour, we were away. We were in America, and we'd been down to Washington. They were due to play United States in Washington. Mm-hmm. So myself and Paul Garlick were sitting with Paul Lambert, and he was telling us about he'd a Rolex Daytona watch on. So he was telling us how he got the Rolex Daytona, right? So when he was at Dortmund, they got to the Champions League final. In the semi-final, whatever the regular rounds, he must have said, I think it was Matthias Sammer and Karl-Heinz Riedler. So they're sitting and going, I bet we don't. He's like, we'll not win the final, we'll not win it. And they're like, listen, we'll win it. I said, well, and they said to him, I bet you, we bet our Rolexes that we win the Champions League final. So Lambert's like, deal, right? So so that's all I heard to Paul Lambert, right? So and he went, that's the story. So you won the cup final, won the UEFA Cup final, European Champions League final. So the touring game of the watches. We're like, wow. So gets my move down south. Who am I lucky enough to meet? Karl-Heinz Riedler, who's at Fulham at the time.
Yeah.
So he tells me the story of what actually happened. So right up to the winning the cup final, the cup final, exactly the same. He said, yeah, if we win it, we'll give you the watches. He says, no long had the fucking final whistle gone. Lambert was in the fucking changing room getting the watches out. He said, he wouldn't even wait. He's like, I'm not even waiting to get the trophy. He says, get in the changing room, get the watch. He ran so fast. He says, used to get me that watch. I says, until he said to him, he says, watches right now. He's like, we just won it. I says, get the watch. Because we were in training one Saturday morning, and Paul Lambert was on Soccer AM. We were trying to phone in. We tried to phone in to get him to tell that story. He says he wasn't even caring about the Champions League final. He just wanted their 2 watches. It's fucking right down the tunnel. Watch.
Because do you know what's funny? Just talking about that group of players. Chris and I were looking into there's only one team in Tallinn thing. You know, the time when the Estonian national team never played.
Aye.
And it's the most bizarre story. The only reason I brought it up was because there's I think it's John Collins. You know, the referee blows the whistle after like 3 seconds. John Collins still celebrating. Do you know what I mean? He's like,
aye, with his wee arms up. Aye, still celebrating. Aye.
That was meant. That would have been the qualifiers for that World Cup, though, wouldn't it? That was in '96.
No, that was probably 90. Well, it would have been tail end of 96, early 97, I think it was. Because obviously the Euro 96.
Oh, it might have been. Right, okay.
That was Euro 96, so I can't. That might have been. Is that not after the 98? Is that not?
We checked it out last night. It's, mind you, it's Wikipedia, innit? Do you know what I mean?
Well, that might be right. That might be right, aye.
So,
but the characters
seeing that in that team, who was the best? Who were the best players? Do you know what I mean? You get like.
Mate, well, John Collins was frightening, but these I always thought that the difference between every one of these guys were, I mean, Gordon Jury was magnificent, absolutely magnificent. He was just built outside a house, and he did everything in his locker. Do you know what I mean? And you just know that their calibre and their background would have been. John. Big Matt Elliott was there as well. He was very good. They're all good. Jackie McNamara, Simon Donnelly, Craig Burley, Lambert. You know, honestly, it was Christian Daly. They were all unbelievable. There was not. I mean, and to be fair, they were lucky enough. That was a very good, a kind of squad and a good standard at that time to select from that he had. And obviously you'd never Gary McAllister or Alan McCoist, and two of the biggest names that for the Scotland team at that particular time. Although Gary McAllister travelled and he was part of the squad because he got injured just before it. So he travelled. He came with us.
Do you think he got bombed out because he missed that penalty in '96 against England?
I know. Terrible. I mean, I think the boys let him up with that, but and I continue to.
I still hold it against him. See, when I see him in the Rangers dugout, man, still looking at him with disgust.
Why are you there? But no, they were all honestly. They were. I think at that particular time, John Collins had just left, or he was still at Monaco, and the French loved him, absolutely adored him. But as I say, they were all class. They were really good.
Yeah. So, Chris also wanted me to speak to you about scoring against the Old Firm. Now, I'm not that comfortable talking about how you scored against Rangers, right? So we'll start with Celtic. We'll ease our way in, right?
So it was weird because my first goal was against Celtic in November 1998, actually. So I came back from France and I was in a good kind of vein of form, and then we played Celtic at McDermott Park, and it was one of the most bizarre goals you'll ever see. And the ball, so Nathan Lowndes had tried to take Vidar Riseth out 1-on-1. He flicked over his head, got by the other side of him. As the ball checked up, Riseth's got back in, and he's not. So I'm this thinking he's right down in the corner at the touchline. So my thought is he's putting us out for a corner. So I heads over to him on the left hand side. So I'm heading over to go and take the corners. I took the set pieces for the team. So I'm heading over. As I come over, he squares it. He tries to clear the ball with his right foot across the way as I'm coming in. So as he smashed it over, right on top, I'm about a penalty spot out, right on top of my head, bang, have some of that. Tony Warner's first game they'd got him for Liverpool, the goalie, and he just put, that's one of my strengths, was head on the ball. I was like, oh, thanks very much. And just went bop, and so we won. That was to win 2-1.
Wow.
And then so I had all my Celtic fan pals absolutely slating me. You know, delete my number, don't talk to me, and then that was the. And I'm honestly, a lot of pals were like bright bigots, like, you know, that like, you wee dick, no, I can't believe you've done that. And I'm like, listen, because I used to always say to me growing up, what would you do if you had a chance to score against the Celtic? What would you do, wee man? And I'm like, I'd score. No, you won't do that. And I'm like, no, I would. But then again, I didn't have the opportunity to think about it. But and then we played Rangers in April '99, and sure enough, just we were 2-1 up at the time. It was the 84th minute. Albert's got a free kick. I think I'm in the wall. I'm charging it. So it hits the wall. He then hits a shot. I block it. He goes into the air, breaks to wee Miguel Samao, and he just bombs it. And then so I just bomb it with him. And the two just go 2-on-1 with Kanchelskis, and he lays me in, and I put it by Stefan Klos. So I redeemed myself with all my Celtic fan supporters, but then I got absolute abuse from all my brothers and my mum and all my Rangers fan pals, and but
it was quite a Rangers team back then. See, just the names that you mentioned there, do you know what I mean? It's the quality was.
But I was talking about that earlier on today. The calibre of player back then was phenomenal, because the money was greater then.
Yeah.
The product in Scotland was far better. Than it is just now. You know, the boys were talking about, a couple of boys in work were Rangers fans. They watched the cup final on Sunday night, the Livingston Cup final, he's call it. Yeah. And even just the calibre player then, yeah. You know, and you look at your bench, just all fully blown internationals.
Yeah.
But it's just the deterioration in the finances, I think, more so than anything up here. Which then is a detriment to the standard of the game. But
I do think that it's kind of let a lot of young talent come through, though. You look at that point with Rangers, it was like you were saying, Alberts and Kanchelskis and Gattuso and Amoruso and all that. You're buying these players in, but I think one thing that maybe the Scottish game not having as much money in it has allowed players to come through. You look at Ryan.
Also, 100% that the influx now of younger players playing in first teams, and the average age has dropped. But the argument then is what the argument is now. So 1998 was the last cup final or major tournament we got as a national team. It was maybe, handful of players, maybe a dozen players, young under 21s playing the first teams, like Craig Easton, Barry Ferguson, Barry Nicholson, Scott Severin at Aberdeen, Gavin Ray, stuff like that at Dundee. These guys that would potentially go on and play for the full national team. But back in 1997 they stopped in the reserve league.
Right.
This is where we learned our trade, working with experienced players, the Albertses, the Gattusos, the Alan Kernahans, the Jim Weirs, the St Johnstone, players who have known the game inside out, but you'll learn more on a pitch with them by making mistakes because they'll tell you. So whereas nowadays you're learning, that's under 21, so development football, so education. It's our culture of football is completely different. They're trying to change the culture, yes, but you have to change society. You have to change the mentality of society. Yeah. Spanish football, all the same, but that's their mentality. We tippy-tappy, creative, skillful. Italians, defensive-minded. That's the way they work. They're aggressive, etc. These have all got stereotypes attached to their style of play. Yeah. Scotland and England is back to front football. But what I think for me, English has done is the finances have followed the Premier League, which allows them to bring influx of European managers, European style. So that fits because they've got the finances to back it up. We're trying to change something, trying to change our culture within the game, which is excellent. But it's not resonating right through football because you're going to get a European style coach here, a Scottish style coach here, a British mentality here. For me, I love it to work because I like playing it. I like doing it when I was a manager. I'll do it. I like to pass the ball and a bit more continental, but I also like the British style 4-4-2. It's just a difficult. I think society, the mentality of Scottish football fans is just get the ball forward. Even under Brendan Rodgers, the 1-0 down at home to St Johnstone, and lovely football, beautiful fast flowing football, creative, everything about what you want to see at Parkhead. The 1-0 down and the fans are screaming, just launch it.
At the park.
And then he's like, well, why should I do that? Because that defeats the purpose of everyone trying to educate.
Yeah.
It's like a double-edged sword. It's a really good idea, good to do, but it need to change the mindset of the country, and that's a difficult task. Because it's I think the one thing about football is it's purely about opinions, it's everyone's opinion on how the game should be played and their views and what they see and their perception of how the game should be played, and then a chairman, their opinion on who they want as a manager, the board's opinion on who's best suited to that club, and the manager's opinion on who's the best players, and the fans' opinion who's the most creative. It's purely based on opinions, and the media's opinions, and that's all it is. And unfortunately, now that the game's changed to more cutthroat, and decisions have got to be made based on what the manager sees as what's going to keep me in a job. And if it's when you were a small player and back in the olden days, you can't play up front, you're too skillful, you won't last, you won't make it, and papped out to the wing, and then you find out 5-10 years later that boy's made he's the star player playing for a top European club. It's crazy how it works, and I just feel that to play, it's about education, and for me it's all about education. And if you're getting educated the same way all the way through, yes, but you're getting the style of, it's weird, I don't know, it's like in Spain you could play for any team in Spain and they all kind of play similar ways. The Germans were renowned for it. When I grew up, it was just 3-5-2, German teams 3-5-2, and it was just, I play against Germany at 17s and 21s and it's the exact same. Whereas you go and play, different managers, different cultures, different ideas, it's more about them as opposed to the kind of country style. I don't know, that's just my thought. I might be completely wrong, but that's the way I see it, and that's my opinion on. I just think it's a really, really tough task to completely change. We need to change a society, not and the culture of football. Not we've got players that can play, 100%. But I just think it's the mentality and the culture needs to completely change, and it's going to be so hard to do that. But that's just the way I see it.
So you said you played against Germany at under 21 level.
Mm-hmm.
What players were in that German side? Anyone of note?
The only I've seen a program. All I can remember it is Seb Deisler, but he doesn't play anymore, so I don't know. I remember playing against a Dutch team that had two black lads with dreadlocks, and they were wingers. But then I always thought was that Seedorf and Davids.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it would have been because I was older, but I don't think it was them.
Mm.
But just coming through, I don't know. The German side, I think all I can remember was Seb Deisler played against. He played for Dortmund, is that right?
I can't remember.
I'll check Wiki, see what it says. But because you don't get as much. Obviously nowadays everything's promoted in social media.
Yeah.
Back then you had a photographer and a reporter. You didn't have Sebastian Deisler. He played for. Probably he would have been at Hertha. He played with Bayern for 5 years.
Wow.
So he was at Mönchengladbach, and then he moved to Hertha Berlin, and then he went to Bayern. He played at Bayern for so in 1999 he played for Germany under 21s. So he played 3 times. He chucked it. He played for the national team 36 times.
Right.
So it looks like he chucked it in 2007.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have been 27. Aye, chucked it when he was 27.
Of all the players you've played against, who sticks out in your mind as being sort of the top level player?
Well, I'll say Ludovic Gillet played at Monaco and he went to Barcelona after Monaco, French international.
Mm-hmm.
Played against Monaco in the UEFA Cup. But he could pick anyone. Their team was ridiculous, man. You'd Barthez in goals, Willie Sagnol at right back, Philip Leonard at left back it was. Then you'd Christian Bale and Marquez centre halves, Gillet on the right, I think in Di or something on the left, and then Gallardo and Da Costa in the middle with Marco Simone and David Trezeguet up top. So you could pick them. I played directly against Gillet and Willie Sagnol. So, aye.
That's pretty impressive, man. Do you know what I mean?
I played against Gaza in the reserve game at Ibrox. Wow. So when you think about kind of stature, then Gaza's probably the biggest. But when you think about all the Rangers teams and Celtic teams, Larson, stuff like that. But for me, Ludovic Gillet was, to go to play Barcelona. So Larson played Barcelona. Do you know what I mean? So you can't. And Van Bronckhorst.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Trezeguet went to Juventus, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Aye. So I think just for me, Ludovic Gillet was just exceptional.
Aye. Wow. So you moved down to Fulham.
Yeah.
And you were talking about the Scottish game and how it needs to be a sort of culture change. And did you find that when you moved down to England that the style of football changed?
Well, I moved to when the manager was French, so that the whole culture being a fucking sausage supper eating fat Ouija to going down there to losing about 2 stone in weight, to being looking like a junkie and eating fucking olives and that and sipping my wine and drinking black coffee. it was. I went to a time where their club had completely changed. They brought in Tigana. I think it was the April he came in, tail end of the season, and it was just a whole new world, mate. And when I played in Scotland, I was fit. I was a fit player. And I was a powerful player. And, albeit I went down there as a left back, but not a mile off it, but I was still in the top running group. But there was a lot fitter boys than me, and I had to, I had to kind of up my game a wee bit. But I ended up, he wanted me to lose weight. No, I lost weight, did all I had to do, but I was looked like a powerful player more than anything. I wasn't lean, I was powerful looking, but I wasn't ripped. And I went down there and just became a lot like going.
So was the system obviously how different was the system when you went down?
It was like the style of play was so more relaxed. The pace wasn't as quick, in the sense of it wasn't as frantic. It was up in Scotland. It was just 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Pace of the game was fast in the sense that when teams had the ball and they attacked, they came at you. You play against players that was a lot of pace.
Yeah.
But our style itself was played a diamond shape. Same for me. So it was in the deepest midfielder, and they would switch out and all vice versa. So it was that like eat your white. It was very well set up, and it was good, and I really enjoyed it. But it was just a more relaxed culture. I was not a maniac, but I was just very verbal, very vocal. I don't think that went down with the more laid back kind of French culture.
I can imagine the sort of Scottish boy going down there and getting it big licks.
Yeah. You tell your new manager to fuck off. I don't. So I'll tell you a story, right? We played head tennis, right? And he loved his head tennis to Ghana. You see him heading a ball. He honestly like a fucking cannon on his forehead. It was like a bang. He was ridiculous at heading a ball.
Right.
And there was me. I still am to this day. I'm shit at head tennis, right? It's a touch game, and I don't have a delicate touch to play head tennis. I don't. So he picked me to play head tennis, right, against Fabrice Fernandez, played at Rangers, and Paul Trollope. And he's like, put the ball here, there's the ball here. I'm like, fuck off, fucking, but I put it there, right? So I think my career at film was over before it started. Because he hadn't lost a game of tennis. So he hadn't lost a game of head tennis in 25 years. So his head tennis partner was his best mate, Michel Platini.
No
that
way.
And he hadn't lost a game of head tennis in 25 or 27 years, and he picks me. Wrong move, mate. Wrong.
So was
move.
was it the next day you went out loan then?
Aye. Do you want me to go up the road now, or see how I told you to fuck off? It's like I was only kidding on. It's like just between pals, and that. Aye, cool. But just laughing. John Collins always says that too, because that was his mate. Because he told him.
Right.
He obviously said to him, and it probably knows a nice word saying he's fucking horrific at head tennis. Aye. But hey, I'm happy. Fuck it.
So what was the whole Fulham experience like? Because how old were you when you went down to Fulham then?
I was 20, so just before my 21st birthday.
That's a big move for a young boy, man.
Mate, as I say to you, like, I'm switched on. I'm not daft.
Yeah.
I'm daft. But I'm not stupid. I know what goes on in life, but and I could handle myself in that sense. But I was still very immature in a lot of sense, particularly in football. I'd played about 50 games or something. And I say that a lot, that the ones that have made it a success in England that have come down from Scotland are ones that maybe had at least 100 games, 150 games under their belt, because they've got that experience. But I just didn't, I don't know, just the culture, my mindset. I didn't have the right mindset, I didn't have the right mentality for it. I was a good professional in a sense towards the to the game, but maybe not towards myself. I conduct myself well, trained well. When I trained like a demon.
Yeah.
But I probably got a better attitude towards my body now than I did back then. Like trying to get bigger, stronger. It's harder now at 40 to become fitter, but I wish I'd applied myself in that sense.
Yeah.
I went to the gym all the time, but I maybe wasn't doing the right things to become stronger and bigger, or fitter. But I loved every moment, and everything we did, and everything I learned. You know, culturally, I've learned a lot and how to implement that in football. But it was just it's hindsight, mate. I keep saying it's hindsight. But I don't regret doing it, or I've got no regret. I've got no regrets in football. I've made a couple of bad decisions, but I wouldn't be where I am if I wasn't.
Yeah, of course. So did you have a roommate when did you move in with another player when you were down there?
So we started off. I moved into Diggs, and I moved in with a lad called Glyn Thompson, who was a goalkeeper. They bought him from Shrewsbury. I think they paid 150 grand for Glyn. He was only 17 or something. He was frightening. What a goal he was!
Really?
Mate, he was phenomenal. And then there was another lad room with him, and another goalie, Ross Flintney. So there was nobody really that got into the first team. And then I bought a flat, so I moved out. Bought a flat in the training ground was outside Fulham, so it was like Worcester Park, so it was Surrey.
Yeah.
So I just stayed near the training ground. And so I know he said, doesn't mind you digressing, right? So when I was looking for flats, there was two of the lads stayed at Chelsea Village in the back of Stamford Bridge.
All right.
So bear in mind this, Abramovich wasn't in play at the time, was he? 2000. So they'll that to me, and this is when mortgages were based on like 3 times your annual salary, right? So you couldn't. It's not about affordability, and it's different now. I was taking it now, but they said, look, there's a 1-bedroom fully furnished flat in the village if you want to buy. So how much is it? It's like 230 grand. I'm like, I'm just going to stay closer to the training ground. Now, don't get me wrong, I think I could have probably got it. It would have been like top end, but because the English market was different back then. But I didn't want to, choke myself and monthly payments. But then if I had bought it and kept it, imagine the value of it now. Images, do you know what I mean? So imagine that. So there's two decisions I've made in football, right, that have probably prevented me from being a millionaire. One was that, and two was leaving Fulham. I left Fulham in the March. Tigana sacked in the April, and then Chris Coleman, who was one of my best mates at the time, took the job.
What, the Chris Coleman?
And so then he said, I'm back to see him, so I need to bring the young players through. So effectively the lad who was behind me, in the pecking order, a young boy called Adam Green, made 18 starts in the Premier League the following season.
Oh man, it's got to hurt. That's got to hurt, innit?
So, but hey, that's the future. Fizzy pop and all that. But mate, I've got absolutely no regrets at all. It's all circumstantial, mate. Make decisions based on circumstances. And circumstances at that time, I just decided that it was best to move on. And at the time, Cookie was bringing younger players through, and he stood by that. So I can't grumble.
So did you come back up the road after that?
Yeah, I signed with Falkirk. Went to Falkirk. So I came back up the road and signed with Falkirk.
What was it like at Falkirk then?
It was good. Well, worked under Yogi. Mate, what a guy. As a manager, the two years clashed because he was still a player. Two personalities, just basically two is what to be clowns, the class clown.
Right.
And as I said, I was quite vocal, which probably wasn't ideal, but I don't think he liked. We kind of clashed. As a person, though, what a guy! What a lovely, lovely guy as a person. But just as that wee clash at that time. They'd won the league the season before. That was the season they didn't get up because they couldn't facilitate the promotion.
Mm-hmm.
So they lost all their top players: Lee Miller, Colin Samuel, Owen Coyle, with the three to name, with all their goals really. So Yogi was then out on his own to go and manage. So I loved it. I had a great time at Falkirk, and Falkirk's probably the club I actually keep in touch with more players from.
Oh really?
I think that I still talk to. Like Stevie Manson, Darren Hill, Craig McPherson, Scott McKenzie, Alan Ferguson. The boys are still not regularly, but still in touch with one way or another.
Have quite a lot of them stepped into sort of coaching and management roles then?
Aye. Hadji's at Rangers now, I'm sure. Craig McPherson, he's working at Rangers. He was at Morton with Jim Duffy. Jim Duffy's number 2 for a good few years. I think he's in full time at Rangers now, like head of youth or something like that. Scott McKenzie and Partick Thistle. He was at the reserve at Partick Thistle. I think John Henry was at Zippy. He was working with Owen Coyle as well. Aye, so it's I think you get to that tail end of your career, that's when you start to really, because that's all you really know. For me, I've been going to work for a living, but that's all I really know.
Yeah,
is the football, and that's what I want to do is instill my errors, or kind of don't do what I say. Don't like a Simon Says scenario. Don't do what I say.
Yeah.
Don't do what I say.
Yeah.
Don't be me. Don't be me. Try and take advantage of what you've got. Really appreciate what you've got, and go and express yourself and enjoy it. Just fucking enjoy it. Just try any time I've worked places, just enjoy football.
Yeah.
Enjoy it, because if you'll get times where it's fucking horrible, really really bad. But then there's times where the elation you'll never match. But for having kids.
Got to say that, but so I can see you had a short time in my local club, Dumbarton, The Rock.
Very short.
Was that down at Strathclyde Homes, or was that up at Boghead?
Strathclyde Homes.
Well, Strathclyde Homes.
I'll go back to Boghead, but that was Boghead was the stadium I scored my first senior goal.
Oh really?
Against Clydebank for St Johnstone. 1997.
Wow.
Scored at Boghead, but no, I went on loan to it was Jim Chapman. That's as far as I'm going to take that.
I actually remember when he was in charge.
Honestly, I was at Morton with Davy Irons. Frying pan. The worst 2 years of my life that time at Morton.
Oh really?
Don't get me wrong, loved it. Everything about Dumbarton was great, apart from who was in charge. I really poor experience. I tore my calf in the first game, and I told them I was struggling with my calf, and I played against Cowdenbeath away, tore it in the first half, and played 90 minutes and just made it worse. Then obviously couldn't get back to the team. But it was good. I enjoyed it. I do like the night Dumbarton. It's a nice stadium. The fans were brilliant. But
I remember we used to get, well, the 21s, we used to play against Dumbarton in pre-season down at the park, man, just so they could kick the shit at us. And it's the windiest park. Oh my god, man.
It's a broth wind there, so even in the summertime you get 100 mile an hour wind. The same, Dumbarton's the same. You sit at 10 to 3, right, here comes the wind machine.
You go
kick off, right, here it comes, here it comes. The rest wasn't listening for the wind.
My wee cousin's a physio at Dumbarton.
Alright.
And she, anytime I've been down to watch, because the dugout's at the other side, so the fans are staring, but they're getting the wind straight in the face, man. So Kirsten's sitting there and she's like, it's brutal, but I say Arbroath's the same. It's the exact same.
the road for the sea. That's getting at least I get the Clyde, but it's a nightmare. And then the bit in the left hand side of the main stand, and it slopes down, so you're actually kicking. So you're taking a corner, you're kicking down. It's weird. It's a great pitch. The surface is class. It was class when we were there, but it was just a shame. The period of time it didn't really work out. But these things happen.
Did you ever play at the Melbourne? The Melbourne in Alexandra?
Was it?
The Vale Leaving Juniors?
I played last summer. No, I didn't play. I managed Clydebank at Vale Leaving.
Ah, right, okay, that's who Chris and I used to play for.
Aye, his brother's the goalie.
Aldo.
Aldo, aye. So he done his hand. We played him in the sectional cup. Right. I was at Clydebank last season. He was down there, aye.
So him and I were coming up. So I was there when I was 15 or 16, and it was the standard of player the Vale had was incredible, and it went downhill a bit. But to this day, right? So the Vale manager at that point was a guy called Shug Hamill, right?
I heard Shug, aye, that boy's name.
Right, I've known Shug since I was a wee boy because he lives along the road for me, right?
Right.
And ever since I left, I've been at the Vale to now, I am still petrified of that man. To the point where I was cycling 2 days ago and I went past him in the street and I was too scared. He looked at me and went, "Alright, Greg," and I sort of did one of the hi Shug, hi. Fucking so scared of him, man. He was,
I felt a bit of rage, aye.
Oh mate, he vibrates when he shouts.
Was he not there? He not the coach for years there?
15 years I think he was there.
He's been involved with the club for many years as well.
I saw him getting hit in the back of the head with a brick and he didn't go down.
the brick shouted at.
Aye, because it was whole thing. There was a time I think it might have been against Clydebank. It was one of the Clydebank fans threw half a brick and it hit him in the back of the head.
Aye.
And then they went into the dressing room and the guy came in to apologise to him and Shug wrapped the nut in him.
Mate, listen, that's junior football. That's nuts.
It was a lesson for us, man, because we never wanted to get in a game. Like, I was just there training with them and that, and then they started 21s. But any times that I did come on, like, I think the first ever time I played for them was against Clyde, and you just get a lesson. You think you can play football, man? It's like I was telling Chris this last night that I played against Marvin Andrews when he was at Kirky Rob Roy.
Aye.
Now, my position, I'm 6'3", right? So my position is the ball's coming out of the tap, man. It's sticking here, and it's going there, and it's going there. Big Marv has other ideas. Right?
You're going there.
Oh, if you punch me in the face, do you know what I mean?
Mate, I seen him tackle with his head. A slide tackle with his head. Literally, the ball was about a foot off the deck. He's like, torpedo. Tripod.
Aye, but he is huge, man.
Nice as pie as well.
Oh aye, yeah. There was the boy I used to play up front was a guy called Mark Posey, and he could run the 100 metres in something ridiculous like 11.9 seconds or something. Built like a whippet. And the first couple of times when the ball was coming out the top, Marv's touched tight to him, Posey just spinning off him. And then obviously after a couple of goes, Marv sort of switches onto this and he takes about 4 or 5 steps back. Posey's in full tilt. Marv just gives him the shoulder, knocks him off kilter. He went over the fence at the side of the park. It was crazy, man. He's some boy, man. So then you moved into management, Clydebank. Yep. So how long were you at Clydebank for?
So I moved into coaching at Glenafton first.
Right. Okay.
And then I was there for a year, and then the Clydebank job came up, and I went down and I got it. So I got the job in January 2017. Mm-hmm. I got it. So 2.5 years there.
Cool, man. Is Clydebank still ground share in Mallorca?
Yeah. So they've just got a new facility, big 4G surface, and they've done the whole place up. Look, it's cracking now, mate. It's really good. For what they want to try and get back to senior football, so they obviously have to start having a strong infrastructure, surface and floodlights and secure surroundings, and the council will invest a lot of money because the pitch is owned by the council.
All right.
So Yoka were just the first ones to to be there. And obviously the whole Clydebank scenario, then they're kind of almost like subleasing with Yoker to a certain extent. But I still at home park. I think Yoker are kind of falling away now as a decent junior team. Clydebank are starting to slowly take steps, kind of going up the way. So
how did you find management? From being and you come quite young, do you know what I mean? So
I loved it, mate. I loved the responsibility. I loved it was weird because I was always a player that would try and give advice and encouragement. I'd never give tactical advice. It was never my place, but just try to help with confidence, morale, body position, anything to kind of do with the person himself. Or if I knew understood what the manager was saying, I could then implement, or kind of advise on what he was trying to do, maybe break it down in an easier way. But as a player on player, it's difficult to get that. You get the respect, but it's not, the decision doesn't fall with you.
Yeah.
So then it's up to that player to go, well, I'm listening to him, okay, I'll balance it, whatever. So then become a coach, you find yourself more, the responsibility, more respect, and there's more responsibility lies with your role. So whatever you say has more weight on it. But again, it's still, you're only the coach. But when you become a manager, it's like fucking, that you're the messiah almost, because what you say, honestly, what you say goes. So that responsibility is the buck. You take responsibility of the whole scenario. So I was more than happy to do, more than comfortable doing it. I have no issues with that at all. It was just weird, but you couldn't say, right, you do that, and they literally just do it. You're like, oh, right, okay, maybe try and think of your own a bit, or do this. And again, the level of junior players is the lack of education.
Right.
When I took over, like, my wee mate Phil Barkley was my captain at the time. I'd known Phil since primary school. And you could sense frustration in a lot of players because of what we were trying to do, and more so with completely changing their mindset, the culture, their mindset of how their game, or how they think about it, to change, to just simplify it. Basics, 4-4-2, offensive position and defensive position, and go and play, go and express yourself.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of them are like just running about heads as chicken, just doing unnecessary running, ill discipline. It was crazy, absolutely crazy. But to be fair to me, Phil was brilliant in that sense, because he was the only one that could, secure it. But he was also a bit ill disciplined sometimes, in the sense that, but in the right way.
Yeah.
He would, how to break the games up. But with a lot of good players, got a boy for Dumbarton, Jordan Shelby. Jordan Shelby?
Yeah.
So Jordan was there. Jordan's 28, I think, a couple years younger than you. He was there when we took over. There's only 4 players that are still there now that were there when I took over. Jamie Darroch, Jordan Shelby, Nicky Little, who did leave to go to Paul but came back, and Andy Patterson were the 4 that.
Did you have Vinnie Berry? No, that might have been before.
He was just before. I didn't. I'd heard of him. He wasn't here, but
he was at school with me and Chris.
Aye, and listen, it was perfect for me, because I grew up that way. I grew up in Bearsden, so it was my local senior team at the time. So, but for me to walk into a club where somebody had been there for 13 years, I knew there was trust, there was loyalty that lies within the club. It's definitely what clubs and change their managers all the time, and as we spoke earlier on about the lifespan of a manager now is a lot shorter than it used to be. I'd still be there now if it's just circumstantial with my starting the fire service and my wife due to give birth at the same time. It was a lot of commitment, and I could never manage all 3. And something I had to give, but I loved it. Really, really, really good experience. And again, my aim as a manager was always is to change the culture, to become more professional, more relaxed. Enjoy football and play it in a fast flowing, entertaining way. Understand that the junior level is sometimes been more effective than nicey, but I set out to change the culture and develop younger players. I think there was at least a dozen 19s in the squads, match day squads, and I think there was 6 made their debuts and played in the first team whilst I was there. So the 2 aims was to do that, and I managed to achieve that. Just a shame I had to. I never thought at CDD I'd have to I'd have to choose work over football.
Yeah.
That particular, or sacrifice my football for. I'd always do it for my family. My family always come first. I know that. But just starting that new job as well, a lot of commitment that particular time, and I had to something to give. And unfortunately, football that particular time was the one that had to take the back seat.
Do you think you'll ever go back to it?
Well, I'm back in at Cumbernauld just now.
It's Cumbernauld United.
Cumbernauld United, aye.
My grandfather used to manage him.
Did he? Aye.
Aye, I'm talking of a long time. So my grandfather was a pro. He was at Inverness before it was like Inverness.
Inverness Caledonian and Inverness Thistle.
Aye, so he was up there at that point. I think he was at Oxford United as well, but he managed Cumbernauld United.
Who's your granddad?
Samuel Ross, his name was.
Because lots of the directors will know. Loads of old directors and that.
Aye, so he died when he was 68 maybe. But he was, because there was quite his team.
When did he manage it? When was he manager?
Oh, I need to ask my mum. I'll send you it through. I'll speak to my mum.
My mum's cousin played for them. John Hamilton, Dingy Hamilton, right, who played the Rangers and Hibs. He played at Cumbernauld as well, back in the 70s.
So you're at Cumbernauld now?
Cumbernauld United. I joined in December as a coach.
Have you got a boy called Patrick Lamb, Paddy Cullen playing for you? No.
It's been as Cumbernauld Colts.
Ah, right, okay, aye.
As well. Then the lower league team, the junior team, United.
Uh-huh. Right, okay, aye, because I thought my pal Paddy was playing him. I know he did at one point. But before we finish up for the night, Kieran, what would you say career highlight?
Career highlight. Winning the league with Arbroath.
Really?
Aye.
How so?
Just because I won the first, wasn't it? The first division with St Johnstone. Well, aye. It's a good question actually, because we finished third with St Johnstone and we managed to do it in the last day of the season. I probably, but I think the thing with Arbroath was, it was the first time they'd won the league in 133 years.
Wow.
In the 133-year history, they've been promoted but never won the league. Jeez. And we managed to do that. And to be part of that was just an incredible. I played majority of the games that season, and it was just an exceptional experience. And to really appreciate it, because I was older but finishing third, because I said I'd played in Europe. I qualified for Europe. The game against Dundee. We played Dundee last game of the season. We needed a point. And Kilmarnock were at home to Rangers. And they were just behind us, but they were 10 points ahead of us at the January split at the winter break. Mm-hmm. We made the ground up on them, and we knew by the second last game, because they were at home to Rangers. They were away to Rangers. We thought they're not going to beat Rangers at Ibrox. Mm-hmm. And we were at home to Dundee, and all we knew was a draw. We beat them, but the place went bananas. But I just think the achievement was, I don't know, that's a good question actually. Either the qualifying day for Europe or Arbroath.
I think maybe with the Arbroath thing as well, is it the town probably get in behind it, you know?
Oh, but so is McDermott, because back probably the highest position for I think, I don't know, 40 or 50 odd years. But just that achievement, because to finish third behind Rangers and Celtic, it's that you win the mini league. And those days, that was what 1998-99 season. So, and again, because I scored the goals that season as well against Rangers and Celtic and Hibs, scored against Hibs as well. It was my second team. One of my best pals are Hibs fans.
Yeah, Easter Road.
Honestly, my pals don't like me then. They're probably on a par, I think, on equal measures for different circumstances, different reasons.
Yeah.
They qualifying for Europe and win the league with Arbroath.
Cool. Right, well, we've got an evening. I'll just stay on the line just now. I'm just going to quickly do a wee thing here to finish up. Thanks very much for coming to talk to us, Kieran.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And good night, everybody.